Welcome to Good News Week, and the big news, beast! A beast! That's right, a beast, a monster, a beast! The Hawkesbury River in Sydney is home to an aquatic beast related to Scotland's legendary Loch Ness monster. Yeah. In fact, it sometimes teams up with the Blue Mountains panther to protect the Shire from aliens. Don't believe me? Have a look at this. Undeniable proof! A giant, endangered aquatic beast living peacefully in Australian waters. Don't tell Japan. A man by the name of Rex Gilroy has compiled hundreds of sighting reports. Some of them from other people. Most of the sightings tend to occur around the Mooney Mooney area, just outside the Mooney Mooney pub. And always just a little after closing time. He's taken his wife out on hundreds of trips to try and catch the monster, but it refuses to take the bait. Yeah. So now he's thinking of taking someone else's wife. The creature may be the moilywonk, mentioned in Aboriginal folklore. Moilywonk is a traditional word meaning gullible white bloke. The moolywonk loves dancing, and sometimes, if you listen carefully, you can hear it doing the truly-rooly, hooly-dooly, moolywonk, honky-tonk, hanky-panky, moony-moony stomp. Feel the love? Anyone remember the Iraq War? No? Yes? We won, right? Pulled out in glorious victory? Yes? No? Baghdad still has a little suicide bomber problem, so they're going to build a massive wall around the entire city. Yeah. Well, it works so well in Israel. And if there's one thing a suicide bomber can never destroy, it's a wall. After a series of attacks, Baghdad's governor has proposed a barrier that's 4.5 metres high, 112 kilometres long, and impossible to breach, unless you're some kind of rocket. Construction will take about a year, and to prevent attacks while it's being built, another wall will be built slightly further out. But don't worry, the construction of that wall will be protected by yet another wall, which will in turn be protected by a series of 3 more walls, with Baghdad at the centre, like a nice big target. In retaliation, hardcore extremists are working on a mysterious and devastating terrorist device known as a ladder. Julia Gillard has done it. She's pulled a rabbit out of a hole in the ground. The new Prime Minister took just over a week to resolve a bitter 2-month fight with the mining industry. At this rate, she'll stop the boats, revive the ETS and personally check the insulation in every roof by the end of the month. Gillard brokered a deal, and all it cost was $1.5 billion. $1.5 billion. This means we'll get more superannuation when we retire, but we will have to work a couple of days a week down the mines. Some critics say Gillard allowed the miners to take advantage of her, but really, during a honeymoon period, you expect to be screwed one way or another. One thing's for sure, it's election time, Australia, when voters can decide which one of Gillard or Abbott they want to run the country, until their party gets sick of them. It's Julia versus Tony, the woman who smashed the glass ceiling versus the man who's praying to God to miraculously tape it back together again. Yeah, thank you. Although, you know, there's no real need for an election. I think we all know who's running the country. Yeah? Yeah? The guys in the hard hats with the little lamps on them. And that's the good news.
It's good news, Lee. Someone
Thank you. Good evening. Tonight, with Noddy gone and Big Ears worried, the suave sophistication of Mikey Robbins. The gentle goodness of Kitty Flanagan. And the quiet beauty of Tim Ferguson. Lean on it. And they're pledging their full support to the dear leader, Claire Hooper. Headlining the Sunshine Coast Comedy Festival this weekend, the finest Englishman on that team, Jeff Green. And the myth, the legend, the icon, Ibaka. Sunshine Coast Comedy Festival.
Sunshine Coast, yes. I've been because I've been doing loads of touring dates. I did a gig with you, didn't I, Mikey?
And I never get a chance to plug a gig because everyone else does, but I'm actually doing the Sunshine Coast with you.
We're doing it together.
I'm your driver.
Yes, thanks. Because that's one of the great things about, you know, when you come to Australia, you get to tour and see loads of the beautiful parts of Australia. I was in Broken Hill, which is... it's not that bad. Honestly, it is the middle of nowhere. You put $1 in a parking meter, you get 2 days. It's 2 days. There's 4,000 people and 2 surnames in the Broken Hill area. Yes. People going around going, give me 6 in Broken Hill.
They would probably write in if they understood that.
Well, have you actually been? It's like, you know, you walk... There's Cobalt Lane and Arsenic Boulevard. And you need the periodic table to find your way around. It's incredible. But yeah, so I'm doing that with Mikey next week.
Oh, good. You looking forward to it?
Oh, yeah.
Mikey, you were brilliant.
Oh, and you were good on stage as well.
And look, we've got something here from Aj. You have a DVD out, I believe.
Yeah, I have a brand new DVD coming out, I think in August. But the thing about this is it's called Forever.
Why is it called Forever?
Well, there's a few reasons why. Number one, entirely non-biodegradable. So, you know when you buy a DVD and like 300 or 400 years later it starts to wear out? Not with this. It'll last forever. But also it's a nice name because it's my 3rd DVD in the trilogy, and the other ones are called Balls and Live. So then when you put them together, you have Balls Live Forever. And it's just kind of long. Kind of drags a bit. So...
Hey, Paul, I've got a message as well. This is not from me. My uncle texted me from Iceland. Just says, "Hi, Claire. Could you let Julia know that I would still do her a favour even though she will now have to be bossy? Love, Cam." So I just wanted to get that message out to Ms. Gillard, courtesy of my uncle. I've got his number, if you're interested.
Actually, I must admit, like, the past week or so, with Julia Gillard taking over, I've been wondering what other hot redhead she reminds me of. I clicked the other night when I was watching telly. Lois from Family Guy. She looks like the wife from Family Guy, and I find that hot.
Wilma from the Flintstones?
Yeah, Wilma from the... Oh, wow. I'm getting a whole sort of giggity going on here.
I love the fact that the Queen sent Julia a telegram and Obama phoned her, and then Shane Warne sent her a text.
So while we are doing the big sell, Mr. Ferguson has a book as well.
The Cheeky Monkey.
The Cheeky Monkey.
Mine's signed by the author.
Signed by the author with a sticker?
Yep. No, inside with his name.
Oh, gorgeous.
But I didn't even have to meet him to do it. I just went into the bookstore and I asked for one with a signature on it, and they had one. Brilliant.
That one is actually signed with my DNA. If you find a page where it's hard to pull apart, hold on to that, because in 100 years you could turn that into an army of me. But it's a comedy book. It's The Cheeky Monkey. It's got everything that Paul taught me about comedy, which is why it's a thin book. So if you want to write comedy, write to Paul or buy the book. Either way, you get the same deal.
What's chapter 1 called? Don't tell Richard.
Oh, we're minding our past now. And Kitty, lovely to have you on board.
Yes.
Yeah? You up to anything?
Yeah, I'm touring at the moment.
You're touring?
Yeah, it's been really good. People have been coming. So I've really been enjoying that. Worked with someone the other day who came backstage and they went, "Oh, you want to look out there. The audience is pretty white, middle class, and middle aged." And I went, "Yeah." I don't think there's going to be any problems here. Not sure. The show's called Flanneau from the Ghetto last time.
What was the opening gag? Have you checked out the new Prius, homies?
And with a week of her in power, what's your thoughts about Julia?
Baron Spinsters.
Rock on!
Yeah. My peeps. She's my peeps.
Were you shocked by the news that Kevin had been deposed?
I'm happy for the new change, but the whole thing is the miners' tax. It's all I hear about, taxing the miners and this and that. And honestly, what the big deal is, you know, as adults we pay taxes, and I think it would be like educational for them to like, you know, to experience that and learn a little bit about it, so that someday, I think it's like a good learning experience for the miners if they, you know, like, maybe don't tax them as much, but I definitely think, you know, I don't read the news that much, but I think, you know, that's what I think.
Did you want to say something, Jeff?
No, what am I, ventriloquist?
Our first battleground is 7 days and 7 seconds. Team versus team over a quick montage of stories from the week. 5 points for each correct answer. Opposing teams may challenge if you take too long. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right?
Yep.
Let's roll it. Roll it. Oh, 7 days and 7 seconds. It's so sexy, it's the news. Boom, 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 boom. 7 days, 7 seconds. Sexy. Crazy sexy. Okay, Robinstein, first story. What was that about? Sexy.
It was about Tiger Airways.
Yes, indeed. And the idea that they want you to basically check yourself in, make your own lunch, and try and fly the plane if you can, just to save money.
Oh, I thought aren't they doing stand-up seating?
No, you're right. You're right. Ryanair in investigating it, and Tiger have said that they'll implement stand-up seating as well if it works out for Ryanair.
And it's where they strap you onto like a board. It's true. I've seen it. They strap you onto a board. It looks like you're going to get the lethal injection, which is probably what you would want if you're flying Tiger Airways. But,
and 20 years from now, it's going to be like those trains in India where you're just on top. Seagull! Whoa!
Second story, Ruff, the second story from you.
It's a bejeweled glove.
Yeah.
It was a Michael Jackson, record for Michael Jackson's
They
white glove.
they found Michael Jackson's hand.
Please don't tell us where.
and it was holding King Tut's penis. 'Cause that's missing too.
I won't sleep tonight.
I'm going to give you that and move away from you for a little while. Next story, third story.
Was the third story, was that the ones where some older people were walking into like a... it
was a forum.
A sports centre.
I think it was some older people walking into a sports centre.
Thank you, Kitty, 5 points. Do we have an answer?
Yes, I believe the lady just said older people walking into a sports centre.
Oh, was it all the old people going into the jacuzzi to dissolve like Disprin?
It was Kevin Rudd's number crunchers running around going, where are the numbers? They've all been crunched.
I can't believe no one's got that. I'm shocked and surprised.
What is it?
What is it?
Well, I'll tell you when it's time to tell you. It wasn't even your question, Jeff. That's the beautiful thing with their question. But now this is your question. The fourth story, do we have?
Was that Tiger Woods?
Yes.
Tiger Woods and
his wife, Eden.
And so there's a divorce happening, and she's getting 750 million and the house,
Wow.
and he gets the car.
But he's already smashed it.
He has, yeah.
That's it. Thank you very much.
The thing is, too, that there were reports she was claiming 750 million, but his people have said he's not even worth.
Not even worth
He's only worth 600 million, isn't he?
600 million is still a lot. I mean, that's more than I make in a year. No, honestly.
Next story.
Another flying car.
This is the car that's just been reclassified because it didn't satisfy a weight limit to make it into a light aircraft, so it's a small car, and the Fed have just changed all the rules, and so you can buy it.
Yeah, thank you. That is the next story, but we've got a bit confused.
Can I just...
Probably my fault.
Okay, can I just point out...
Spiring.
My pencil broke.
I think you need some points for this round. So, what was that story?
Your hair looks nice.
The fifth story. But the previous story to the plane...
No, the Russian spy story.
Thank you
In
very
America.
much.
Yes.
Can you explain some of that story?
Yeah, but basically it's a whole bunch of Russians, one of whom, it has to be said, is really hot. Yeah, they've basically been working underground in America for years, gathering...
Designing planes.
Not only that, but they've been checking the neighbourhood. So they've been checking... so now the Russians know when 7-Eleven opens, it is always open. I mean, these are the kind of informations that have been going to them.
Actually, Tim's right. They reckon that in all these years, these people have not gathered one bit of information that the average 12-year-old could get off the internet in an afternoon.
But it's sleepers. They call them sleepers, so now we know what they've been doing.
Can we just reiterate the flying car story?
There's a plane that's also a car, and it's going to be available. People can buy it.
That's it, 100% right. And I'm going to throw the last story open. Does anyone remember?
Wayne's won the G20. Wayne's won the G20.
G20.
God.
Wayne Swan went to the G20 and he forgot that Julia Gillard was Prime Minister. He called her Deputy Prime Minister.
That's it. So there was a little bit of confusion there. Ladies and gentlemen, the stories were Tiger Airways, the airline that makes Qantas look reliable. Oh, dear God.
I remember something in the past with Ralph Fiennes.
Rafe
Fiennes. Yeah. And Qantas stood for Quickies available now in the toilets. Tell me if I'm way off.
He had to do it before the plane landed. I mean, he just wanted to get it all out of the way and have sex on the plane. He was the English impatient. Settle down, Ralph.
Yes.
Tiger Airways, the airline that makes Qantas look reliable, announces that its customers will now be charged for checking in at the airport. Passengers have to bring their own food and in-flight entertainment and take turns flying the plane. Plus, everyone has to chuck in $20 for petrol. The second story, at an auction, on the first anniversary of his death, bidders from around the world spent over $1 million on Michael Jackson memorabilia. $1 million to remember Michael Jackson. I remember when youngsters were paid that much to forget him. Yeah, saved by the glove. Look at that. Pretty young thing. Only 3 items were left unsold: Tito, Jermaine and LaToya. Yes. Now, this is the one everyone couldn't get. Israel's investigation into the botched raid on a Gaza-bound aid flotilla begins. Unfortunately, 15 minutes in, Israeli commandos boarded the investigation and opened fire. The panel includes 3... Oh.
Was that the one that we all thought was old people going to a sports club?
Old people going to... You can see the confusion there. The panel includes 3 international observers: Nobel Peace Prize laureate David Trimble, former Judge Advocate General Ken Watkin, and celebrity guest judge Donna Hay. Newspapers claim Tiger Woods' wife, Elin, will get the largest ever celebrity divorce payout, around $800 million. It's the biggest amount any man has ever paid for sex. In return, Elin can't do interviews, books or TV appearances, even if Tiger dies, or she'll lose the lot. But if someone asks, she is allowed to say hot or cold. A flying car goes into production in the US at a cost of just $228,000. And it has all the safety features you'd expect in a flying car. None. On the plus side, it doubles as a very unusual coffin.
Has Tiger Airlines bought one yet?
It has a top speed of 180 kilometres an hour in the air, folds up easily into a roadworthy car, and was developed by a man known only as Q. The FBI claims to have cracked a Russian spy ring, arresting 10 deep-cover suspects after watching them for more than a decade. They were such good sleepers, they slept through the entire Bush administration. Yeah. You were the only one here alive for that. Moscow is outraged. They claim by arresting the spies, the FBI has ruined everything. And with the paint still drying on his office door, new Deputy Prime Minister Wayne Swan makes use of Kevin Rudd's ticket to the G20 summit in Toronto. Swan was a stand-in for Gillard, who was a stand-in for Rudd. whom they can't stand. Take it away! It's gone! So after one global round of Good News Week, the Robins team are on 15 points, the Hooper team 15 points. Coming up more. Coming up more. During the break, as we weren't asked to sell out to Channel 7, both teams were given 3 clues to a recent strange but true story. Robbins, Flanagan and Ferguson got a writing surface.
Hurry up.
Here you go, Mikey. Yeah. So we got oh, look at that. Oh, I can see it too. Oh, look at that. And this is my head.
Is he drawing dick and balls?
And that's my nose. And this is my lips. I've swallowed Mikey Robbins. Oh, but wait, it's upside down, Miss Jones. This is the kind of thing that will happen if you eat Mikey.
We also have a pest.
Some very handy rabbit.
Hang on, what the hell's going on?
Tell you what, this is one of the worst trained rabbits we've ever had on the show. Oh, you got nice, very massagey hands. Thank you, Rabbit. Yeah, oh, good. Okay, don't leave your fur on me. Thank you, Rabbit. Thank you. That's a pest, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pest. It's a rabbity pest.
You know where the dressing room is. I'll see you there in a second. And for my clue, I have no clue at all, so I thought we'd get a specialist to come in and do the clue. So here is a Dan Sultan I prepared earlier.
Hey, Dan. How are you?
Good. There you go.
Been in the news?
Yeah.
Thank
you.
Hey, that's one person. But tomorrow on Army. The record again, how's it going?
It's going well, yeah.
You're going to London short, is that right? Or
we're about to be going, yeah. We're going to go in a couple of weeks. I only got a few shows over there, but just a few showcases, and we'll give it a nudge.
Well, there's a lot of people over in Britain.
Oh, yeah. Well done, Captain Obvious.
Oh, no, you do a couple of shows over here and you got to travel for miles over hill and, over there, they're all in one sort of spot, millions of them. I've noticed. And Dan, you've just been to China, I believe. You did the World Expo there. What was that?
Yeah, went to Shanghai. It was wild over there. I love it. I only saw Shanghai. I didn't see anywhere. It's a big country, But
not as big as Australia, though, is it?
No.
Or is it bigger?
Well, Shanghai's got the population of Australia.
How's it compare to Britain?
So what is your special subject, geography?
Well, there's better Chinese food in Shanghai than in England.
What clue do you have for us?
I have a song that I'm going to sing.
That's lucky, isn't it?
Cam would be so kind.
India. Big population.
Big population.
Well, I got legs, I can walk all the way down the dirt track. I fell down, got up, turned around and I walked back. Better get yourself a lawyer, son. You better get a real good one. Get yourself a lawyer, son. You better get a real good one. Don't drop the soap. Don't smoke, no, don't. Better get yourself a lawyer, son. You better get a good one to get you out of this one.
Thanks, Dan. Pleasure. Dan Sultan, ladies and gentlemen. And Hooper, Green and Barker have a writing machine.
It's been a long time since I used anything but an iPhone, so...
No, Claire.
No.
Oh, yes.
Shouldn't have looked straight into that.
I'm not getting very good reception.
For the young people, this is the internet 1.0.
Yeah, this means you got an email.
Did you know if you put an infinite number of typewriters with an infinite number of monkeys, they will eventually create Twitter?
We have a fragrance delivery system.
This is a rather large... it's not what you think. There's no batteries in this. It is a chili, and just after you touch this, just remember not to take your contact lenses out or scratch your balls. But it's no ordinary chili. Wait. There you go.
On earth is in this?
Well done, Jeff.
Yeah, beautiful. That's my list.
What's the chain of events that you're worried about, Jeff? Touching chilies, then, oh, quick, I've got to take my contact lenses out and scratch me balls as quickly as possible. What goes on in your house?
Were you having a quick look at your balls with your contact lenses?
I'm sure... yes. God, yes. Well, you know, when you do a lot of swimming in England, your balls are very, very small. Genuinely are. When I went swimming in England, my scrotum went into my body so fast, 2 lumps appeared behind my ears.
And finally this, we have this from Aj.
Yeah, well, I thought it'd be nice for my clue if I introduced a sensational singer. Please welcome Sally Seltman.
Hello, Sally. Can you talk about your new, before you start, or do you want to talk about it afterwards?
We can talk about it before.
There it is. You're proud?
Yeah, I'm proud, and funnily enough, the title is Heart That's Pounding, and that's what my heart's doing now.
We love you, Sally.
We love you, Sally. It's gorgeous.
Oh, thanks.
Do you know, does everyone know Sally?
Yes.
New Buffalo? Yeah.
Hey, Paul! Ask her the population of France.
What's that? Have you ever toured France? Have they got a big population there?
I've been to Paris, but I haven't played there.
You have a national tour as well?
Yep.
When do you begin your tour?
This Friday the 9th in Brisbane.
Are you travelling a lot? Doing a lot of...
Yeah, we just got back from America.
America?
Big population.
That's a big population. You've been there, haven't you, Arch?
Yeah, about 240 mil.
240 mil? Oh, that shits on us, eh? Actually, in many ways it does. So are you ready now for your moment of wonder and glory? Okay.
Ready.
Take it away.
Stop your messing around. Better think of your future. Time to straighten right out. Creating problems in town. Rudy, a message for you, Rudy.
Sally Seltman. Please thank Sally. There it is. The brilliant minds and our teams will do something with all that at the end of the show. Now to the game called Survey Says. Mrs. Flanagan. In a poll by a Danish headphone and headset manufacturer, 28% of people admitted texting while driving. What did 30% admit doing behind the wheel? Eating breakfast, then brushing their teeth? Sudoku, crosswords and iPhone games? Kissing and engaging in other sexual acts?
I think it's only 30% because 70% of people in Denmark can do all 3 of those things at once.
I was actually thinking just rape and pillage like the Vikings did. I think it might be the Sudokus. That's or kissing, or maybe
I hope it's not the last one.
I'm going to give you 5 seconds to come up with an answer, then we're moving on.
It's probably the last one. It's very grubby. Is it?
Driving blowjobs.
Oh!
Is that what we're talking about?
Did you say drive-through blowjobs? Now, there'd be a queue at McDonald's.
Not if Ronald's doing it.
He's quicker.
Yes.
Are we saying the third up there? Yes?
Yeah.
Because a driving blowjob is a quandary for every man. Because you want one, but you don't really want to die with your knob out, do you?
Surely what you don't want to do is brake suddenly.
No.
Or sharp corners.
Yeah.
Or blow into the bag.
I'm sorry, people of Australia. Let's see if Kitty was right with the last one. Yeah. And finally, the hair removal company NADS surveyed 1,000 people in New South Wales. What did they find? 3% of women wear a merkin in winter. 20% of men are opting for a Brazilian wax. 8% of people trim with scissors so they can keep the hair for other use.
This was Australian, wasn't it? Not the Danish. Because in Denmark they have that kids show, Gherkins in Merkins. It's a bit like bananas in pyjamas.
If I was a teddy bear, I'd run.
I think it's probably 20% of men opting for a Brazilian because they don't actually know what it is. They're going in thinking some hot woman's going to come out. And really what happens is they wax your ball bag.
Actually, if they are a little overindulgent, a hot woman will walk out.
We'll keep that.
Poor man nearly lost a nut doing a Brazilian, the other day, doing a charity Brazilian, and his mate was doing it, because it's hilarious, and took off 5 of the 6 layers of skin of his testicles. And the doctor said he would have actually lost, would have come out the side if they'd been... Anyway, just interesting news fact.
I think 20% of men are opting for a Brazilian.
Let's see if Kitty's right.
Yeah.
Perfect score.
So one of you guys on the panel has one. Is that right, Maths?
Oh, yes.
Geez, I'm thinking Arj is probably the only bloke in the right area.
I actually cut myself shaving. Now it really hurts when I pee.
Jeff Green, are you ready to tackle some survey
My
says?
scrotum went into my body so fast.
A cough medicine company asked almost 800 Australians how they felt about people who cough without covering their mouth. What did 54% compare it to?
Oh, okay.
People who leave their chewing gum behind, people who break wind in lifts, people who blow their nose and then look in their handkerchief.
Breaking wind in a lift is actually not a bad thing. It's actually very funny. And that should be supported and congratulated. I once coughed and sneezed at the same time. My scrotum went into my body so fast.
Do you not spend any time out of your body?
Coughing without covering your mouth, it's an issue of contagion, and none of the other ones are contagious. But it just made me think, imagine if smelling other people's farts meant you caught their gas. Can you imagine? Because that's when it would really be offensive. Otherwise, it's just funny. But if you caught it, you'd be like, oh, no, I breathed it in and I've got a date tonight. Oh.
Yeah, I do guess.
You know what bothers me? Sorry, it's just, if you cough and then, you sneeze, people always claim it's allergies. It's like a cover-all excuse. And clearly they're not well. It's always the same excuse. Nah, it's just allergies. Someone will come to your barbecue with the Ebola virus. Oh my God, are you all right? Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, it's the pollen. Yeah. It always makes me vomit out of my back this time of year. And that gag is actually based on actual symptoms of the Ebola and Marburg virus, lapping and learning.
Do we have an answer?
Can I just say, the only opportunity a chance to get germs, I reckon, is the chewing gum. I actually do think that's disgusting. But I think, in reality, it's going to be the handkerchief.
Let's see if Jeff is right.
Oh, you were so close.
Bam, bam. And finally, a poll by the Pew Research Centre found almost 50% of Americans believe by 2050 Jesus Christ will return. What do 31% believe? That humans will be wiped out by an asteroid? That Satan will rise in the Middle East? That Jesus will turn out to be a space alien?
Satan, you sure that's Satan and not Santa? Santa will rise in the Middle East.
In fact, Santa would be spelt differently. That's one giveaway.
Could have been a typo. I'm going to go for the asteroid.
You're going to go for the asteroid?
Really?
Oh, OK.
Oh, see, I thought you were onto it with the Middle East one. What do you think, Arj?
I'm happy to be outvoted.
I'm not quite 31% of Americans. But, I think, out of all those, I think it's most likely that the asteroids are coming. And think, laugh it up. Fucking laugh it up.
I do believe in God because I look at my life and think it can't all be my fault. I'm going to go with the asteroid. I think we
Yeah, sure.
Asteroid, please.
Asteroid. Let's see if Jeff is right.
Hey!
Bang! Oh, yes. Almost 50% of Americans expect Jesus to return by 2050, yet 31% believe humans will be wiped out by an asteroid, so there's no point in vacuuming. Of course, they could both be true. Jesus might return riding an asteroid to wipe out the humans. I'm sure Christ will appear by 2050. After all, the Bible said he'd be back after a millennium. And it's ridiculous to think he'd be any more than 1,050 years late. Of course, it's likely Christ has returned several times already. What if he's here right now, walking amongst us? Oh, no! What if he was Kevin Rudd? The Robins is now on 30 points, 5 points in front. The Hoopers now 25 points. It's a competition. After the break, we bring in the couch. This is Couch Potato, Australian TV's cheapest therapy. And first up on the black leather and gaffer tape tonight, Mr. Tim Ferguson.
Sit right down.
Sit right down. How are you, Timmy?
I'm going very well, Polly.
Good.
Is that the first question?
No, we haven't started yet. I thought we'd, do a bit of banter before we get stuck in.
Are they difficult questions?
They're really hard, these ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how are you? I mean, how are you?
I'm really good.
It's a nice suit.
Do you like it?
Yep. You're going overseas tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're just going to go over the ocean then come back, or you're going to go and land somewhere?
We're off to Montreal, do the comedy festival, have a look at some people over there.
You just walk up, look at them. This is why I could never go on holiday with you.
Paul, I think he thinks he's supposed to ask the questions.
Yeah, you're not meant to ask the questions, fella.
It's banter.
It's not banter. You're just asking me questions that I don't feel inclined to answer.
Well, it's banter.
It's just like the old days. You make it like the old days. May as well be going to Kalgoorlie in a bloody van.
To look at people.
To look at people. Well,
licking the windows of your Tarago. Please.
OK, we're going to start with some word association.
OK.
Are you ready for that?
Yes, I'm ready.
Can you stop coughing, that fella? It's really upsetting me. Get over your goddamn cold. Well, don't bother coming along here with your germs, all right?
Control freak.
So we're going to start now with some word association. Canberra.
Cold people.
Oh, people are cold in Canberra.
You look at them.
Oh, I love Canberra, though.
Oh, lovely
You know,
place.
that's where we met, of course.
Yes.
It's beautiful. Yeah, ladies love that. Want to see us kiss?
There's a little plaque in Garema Place in the centre of town which says Tim and Paul and Richard kissed here. Yeah, Richard was the girl on the...
Feminism?
It's dead. We have to save it, sisters. We have to save it. Men will take charge of feminism now because you're doing a hopeless job.
Toothbrush.
Oh, shit. I forgot to bring it. You know, the funny thing about doing a show called, Don't Forget to Toothbrush is you go to nightclubs and beautiful people look at you from across the crowded bar and go...
Paul. Jam Beauty. He's a beautiful man. Gorgeous human.
He wrote some great songs, beautiful music. Without him, the Beatles would have been nothing.
Is it time to go a bit deeper?
Yes.
Okay.
Is that the question?
Where do you think you went wrong?
Well, I'm going to answer this seriously, this question, because a lot of people are always saying to me, what went wrong with you? Why do you walk like that? Like these days, I walk with this really cool stick, which a mate of mine, Al, gave to me because she, frankly, rocks. And I walk with this walking stick because it's MS, which stands for Ms, which is why it causes so much trouble. It's nothing to worry about. Millions of people have this. Most of them don't even know they've got it. Paul, you okay?
I'm all right.
So if you do see me, that's what the stick's about. But don't worry, I'm all fine and I'm still capable of firing a sniper shot at any time.
I think one of the great things about having a stick is you could hit children that are being pesky that are just out of arm's reach. Like normally, oh, I've missed him, but with a stick you go, bang!
I blame the parents. They never see it coming.
You ever got into a fight with a geriatric with another stick?
Yes, I have.
Like a lightsaber moment.
Well, I did. I do also have a walking lightsaber, which you'll be able to see where I've been because there are holes in the ground. It cost a fortune.
What did you want to be before you got into comedy?
The Pope.
The current Pope or the last Pope? Or?
Actually, I wanted to be John Paul. I thought he did a bloody great job being Polish, and I always thought I could do that. The man doesn't make any sense. And after a while, his material got worse and worse because he was just... I could do that. I can do that. Look, I can walk around the world just going...
You're often referred to as the pretty one in a moderately successful comedy trio. Did you like that title?
Yes, of course I like that title, although, let's be frank, it wasn't exactly, much competition.
No. Are you jealous of Richard's success too?
Is that like Richard Pryor movie?
Richard Feidler. That's what I read before. You're jealous of his success on The Conversation?
Jealous. He's on ABC Radio.
Is he?
In Brisbane, and also he does Sydney's lunchtimes, The Conversation Hour, you can imagine.
Yeah, it goes for about an hour and a half, doesn't it? It feels like it does.
We went through a conversation decade with Richard. It's not easy. It's not easy listening. We're both actually very proud of him, but, frightfully scared of him now because he runs Brisbane.
What's your favourite thing about the internet?
I'm not saying that.
Who would play you in the Tim Ferguson story?
Me.
Would you please thank Tim Ferguson? Another patient on the couch right after this.
It's good news week.
The couch is calling you Ibaka.
Great.
You're very sartorial tonight.
Yeah, it's my new sailor-style jacket.
No like?
Thanks.
Do you get a lot of stuff falling out of the pockets up here?
No, I don't think it's just like a little sort of cloth vagina right there. I don't think you can put anything in there.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So should we begin with a bit of word association?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Where can you go after cloth vagina?
It certainly disappointed me that nothing could go in there. So we're going to begin with a bit of word association. Australia.
Women in power. Come on, sisters. Yeah, right? Very exciting.
You like Julia?
We got the first black president. You got the first woman.
Ooh.
So, we're splitting up the excitement.
And she's unmarried. Do you think anything could happen? Any magic could happen between our redhead and Barack?
Well, she's got a partner.
Oh,
which is, that's what they call your person, your boyfriend or your girlfriend here. Which is weird because everyone else is your mate, except the person that you actually mate with. and that's the person you're supposedly in love with, and like they're your better half, but you call them your partner. It really does sound barren. It sounds sterile.
Yeah.
You know, I can hardly think of anything less personal. Like, fellas, well, honey, these are my mates, and fellas, this is my intercourse associate. And she's the one. She's the one.
Cats?
I like cats, but I like dogs too. And people always say like, oh, people feel like you have to be one or the other. I'm a cat person. I'm a dog person. I don't know why you have to choose between one or the other. Am I the only one? I enjoy making love to both cats and dogs. And it's like, why do you have to pick one?
I'm sorry, that made my eyes water slightly. This may not be important to you then. Groupies. I mean, why bother with groupies when you go down to the pet store and just...
No, I want to sit up, but I don't want like the SPCA coming after me or whatever. It's like it's not cool. Petting, fine, but cut it off at petting. Yeah, okay.
Hollywood?
Hope, fear, big old fake titties.
Amsterdam?
Anne Frank, Van Gogh,
Yeah.
whores.
Sleep?
Sleep's definitely one of my favorite things.
And do you get enough sleep each night? 8
Well,
hours?
it varies. You know, it really varies. You know, I have to get up pretty early sometimes. I don't know. I mean, I've always wondered that about the snooze bar. It defeats the purpose of the alarm clock. You know, it's just a built-in cheating option. And I finally just taped it down.
Endlessness?
Forever. Available in stores near you in August.
I've got this whole thing as well.
Hey,
Yeah.
2 for 1.
Look at that. Not a lot of applause going around the room for that.
That's a goodie.
So we'll try
that's a goodie.
that again. Just with
I saw that in the bargain bin at JB.
Look at this one. Hey! Mr. Ferguson's on that. Yeah. What did you really want to be when you grew up?
I wanted to be a video game tester. And I am, sort of, but I just don't get paid for it.
Do you ever see yourself eventually settling down with a wife and kids?
Yes,
Yeah.
but not mine.
How do you know what's worth tweeting?
You don't. Really. You can tell by how many responses you get. And then sometimes someone will retweet something I said 2 years ago. I forgot I said it. Like, just you don't think it's that funny. Like in Amsterdam, I said, you know, I can't sleep. These fucking Dutch joggers outside my window. It's a wooden shoe joke. And somebody enjoyed that one like 2 years later. Or maybe it took them that long to get it.
A TV network gives you $2 million to make a show. What do you do?
I take $100,000 to produce a show called Watch Me Spend $1.9 million. It's a reality show.
If you could get away with it, what crime would you commit?
Jaywalking. I did it in Bendigo. I got tasered.
They're quite strict in Bendigo, by the sound of it.
Yeah, they don't like it.
You wouldn't think there'd be that many cars around in Bendigo.
Well, there aren't, and they don't care, but they just allowed tasering. It's like one of the first cities in Australia to allow tasering. And since there's no crime, the cops are just like sitting on the roofs, just waiting to like... They got to do something, so they're just tasering people for anything. Oh, taking the tags off the mattress, huh?
And finally, when you die, what would you like done with your body?
I'd like to be frozen in that shit like Han Solo got in Empire Strikes Back.
We got a Ferg on this one. Empire Strikes Back, Ferg.
Carbonite, that's the one. I got some.
Carbonite. Yeah, he'll freeze me, and then I just want to be dumped in the ocean. And so every once in a while, people will be at the beach, and I'll just float up. I'll just be like, that's my thing.
Ibaka, keeping it real. Ladies and gentlemen, Ibaka. Coming up, 7 things for the bin. This is 7 things for the bin, a game of pent-up rage that's fun for the whole family. Mikey, what's twisting your frilly knickers this week?
Well, actually, oh, thank you, God bless. I thought you'd never noticed. In Saturday's paper, there was a piece about the late Prime Minister, no longer Prime Minister, Kevin Rudd, OK?
I think it's wrong to call him the late Prime Minister. That's gone very Harold Holt on the poor bugger.
Yeah.
Clearly he's not the late Prime Minister. Clearly he's still got a little ticker going out there. It's probably broken in pieces, but, you know, God love him.
Well, the thing is, look, maybe the guy had a few personality problems. He was described in this very paper as a sociopath. I mean, come on, what, did Tintin and Dexter have a baby? Let him retire in peace.
Has he retired? He's not retired yet.
OK, he's not dead and he's not retired. But I read the articles, I get stuff.
I would like to weigh in on that and just say the Labor Party in the goddamn bin, because let's be honest, all the T-shirts and all the promotion back in the day was Kevin 07. It wasn't Labor Party 07, was it? We didn't vote for Labor Party 07. We voted for the little fella with the glasses and the nerdy blonde,
actually,
grey silver hair.
Everyone's blaming the Labor Party. Everyone's blaming the miners. Everyone's blaming this and that. I know who to blame. Natasha Stott-Despoja was head of the Democrats. Came on this show. Julie Bishop was high. You know, remember she lost her gig in the Liberal Party after she came on this show. Who was the last politician to come on this show?
Kevin Rudd.
Tony, give us a call.
I'm so mad right now. Something I saw in this magazine about it's all the cleaning products they sell. It's like everyone says the same thing. It kills 99.9% of the germs, right? I'm thinking, great. But it's that bloody 0.1% germ that survived that I'm worried about. It's like, we just killed all his friends and family. And now I got an indestructible germ with nothing left to lose. I don't want to deal with that. Am I right, people? Am I right? Unbelievable.
Can I put an action in the bin? Because I would like to point out that this does not stop you crying.
Who told you that worked?
Everybody does it. All the young girls on the children go on MasterChef. They're all going, I just really mucked up. I've mucked up my dish. This does not wave the tears back in. It doesn't do anything. Nothing. Chappelle.
Kitty mentioned MasterChef. I'm not Gary and George. They're lovely boys. But there was a recipe recently. They're very sweet and they dance beautifully.
You have got 5 minutes.
Oh, no.
Hurry up.
OK, mate. But basically, there was a recipe I'm recipe for sorbet. Sorbet sucks. Sorbet is not ice cream. It will never be ice cream. Sorbet is a Slurpee that's up itself. Sorbet in the bin.
Women's magazines, and with all these mad claims on the front to get you to buy it. Change your curtains and lose weight. I was married to a suicide bomber, but he went off with someone else. Drive your man wild in the bedroom, hide his slippers. Look, 20 years younger, stand further away. In the bloody bin.
I don't ever want to hear about Justin Bieber again. I want my look back, Justin.
Now, I just have a bit of an issue with all the young girls and the way they're dressing sort of in a slutty way. I just want to point out that when you are 16, you could wear a skivvy and some pull-up tracksuit pants and some Ugg boots because really your counterpart is a 16-year-old boy, so your competition is a sock, girls. So you can pretty much wear whatever you want and you're still going to get some. No need to walk around looking slutty.
I'll tell you what else I'm mad about is shit bins. Like people, you need to spend a little more money on your bathroom bin and don't try to think you're all futuristic just because you have a pedal on it. All right, what am I, a drummer? All right, I just want to put a tissue in there. That's all I want. And then, unless there's already like a few kilos of stuff, I step on it, and the whole bin flies into my shin. Okay? Now I got shin bin. All right, I don't need that. So I'm putting the bins in the bin.
Yeah. What about recycling? Yeah. No. What about the recycling bin? Because that's the problem with drinking heavily in Australia. Because I like to drink. When my kids go to bed, I can't get the drinking fast enough. I'm usually on 2 vodka drips going, take away the pain. But you got your, you got your recycling. You have to bring out your yellow-lidded wheelie bin of shame every week. You know, going, yes, there does seem to be a lot of bottles, doesn't there? Yes. Yes, when you put them all in one place, they go, oh, that's just Monday's bottles. I have to go and get Tuesday's bottles now.
Jeff, do you do this one? We put the mineral water bottles on top.
Go on. How many have you got?
I'll tell you what I'm most annoyed about, and it's the favourite new advertising catchphrase. It's just one word and it makes me sick and I'm over it. Don't fall for it. Real bacon strips, real chicken breast, real wheat flakes, trying to give the impression that it might be fresh or chemical-free or even... It's not even natural. It's just a legal term for not imaginary. We're not falling for it.
John Howard, you want to be the president of the ICC? Are there no depths to which you won't sink?
That's it. We're out. Thanks for tuning next. Time to unlock those strange but true doors. Mikey, Kitty, Tim, you had the blackboard.
Blackboard face, huh? Let's see what Harry Connick Jr. has to say about that, huh?
So we have the blackboard, we also have the bunnies.
The handy sponge.
I want to shoot him with this thing. Stay still, bunny. They're a pest. They're a goddamn pest. Someone drag that rabbit away, please. Thanks, Peter. You might need someone else to help you.
Did you say breeding?
That rabbit's wearing shoes!
And finally, we have this.
You want the truth? You can't handle the truth. I am going to bring out Dan, the man, Sultan, to give you the truth.
Hey, Dan.
Well, I got legs, I can walk all the way down the dirt track. I fell down, I got up, turned around and I walked back. Walked to the sea, I stood there, I looked for a sign. It took time, but it came. I added up and took what was mine, yeah. Better get a lawyer, son. Better get a real good one. Better get a lawyer, son. Better get a real good one. Don't you drop the soap, and don't you smoke no dope. Better get a lawyer, son. Better get a good
Dan Sultan. Do we have an answer? How do these?
Look at you all rush now. I think we do actually. You were saying you think this is a German story.
Yes.
Yes.
This is a story about...
girl named Brady.
It's a teacher in Germany walked into a classroom and said, now, kids, don't you... Except she had a German accent.
Do it with a German accent.
Sure. Now, Kinder... Don't you go drawing any rabbits on the blackboard because I'll really flip out. And that's what she said. She said, I'll flip out. So, surprisingly, a child got up and drew a rabbit on the blackboard and she flipped out and went and got a lawyer and she's now suing the kid.
Well, the thing is, she's actually got a weird phobia. Now, I used to go to school with someone who was terrified of chickens. Could not just be with chickens. That's probably just good, actually. Yeah. But even a picture of a chicken or a representation of a chicken would drive this person berserk.
I think the big mistake was walking into a classroom and saying to kids, now listen, I'm really scared of rabbits. If you draw one on the board, I'm going to flip out. What do you think's going to happen, you stupid woman? You're a teacher. Do you not work with children?
Especially when she says it in German.
Yeah.
Das ist eine kleine Gemeinschaft, das ist Gluten nice. Flip out, sir. Aus! Flip aus! Flip aus!
They do have it, ladies and gentlemen. In Germany, a teacher with a pathological fear of rabbits is suing a student for drawing a picture of a bunny on the blackboard. The teacher, identified only as Marion, is terrified of rabbits, and therefore frogs, because they say rabbit, rabbit. And therefore frogs' legs, French kissing, lips, lip syncing, sinking things, the Titanic, icebergs and lettuce. And what eats lettuce? Rabbits! Poor Marion, no one's had an Easter that rough since Jesus. A psychologist thinks the cause of the problem is Marion's belief that in a past life she was a carrot. Can't wait till she finds out that the school musical this year is Donnie Darko. Get away, rabbit! Go away, rabbit! They're breeding out there. Here we go. Oh, rabbit. Really the cute rabbit. Okay, good. Sorry about this, everyone. The only way to make sure a rabbit is dead is to cut off its head.
Paul, do you want to skin the bunny, mate, with this knife?
That's not a knife. This is a knife. Wait a second. I don't know how to do this.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. Kevin Rudd is dead. Claire, Jeff, your clues were the typewriter. Typewriter lady.
I feel so mad.
Wow, it's like Mad Men.
I know. I feel really oppressed. Excuse me.
We also have the spray. Oh. Ah! And finally this.
Well, it was so good before, and it was too short, though, so I thought we'd bring her back. So let's give a warm round of applause for Sally Seltman, everybody.
Time to straighten right up.
Do we have an answer?
I think I know.
Oh.
I think what happened was there was a guy called Rudy, and he walked into his kitchen, and this pepper was like really hot, like seriously hot, and like it was so hot, smoke started coming out of it. So he's freaking out. He's like, my pepper's on fire. And so he called 911 or whatever you call in this country to get the. He said, I need a firefighter. I need a firefighter, but the reggae was turned up so high in his house that on the other end they thought he said, I need a fire rider. And so this is what showed up at his house. And he said, I don't know what's going on.
Well, I think it's that, or... Claire.
It's an anti-swearing device. Do I sound like I'm on the right track?
You are totally on the right track.
Okay, so it's this little device. You attach it USB style into the side of it, and if you write something, it gives you a little warning light. And if you don't go back and erase the little or the little then it gives you a little bit of a naughty, and it's meant to teach you not to swear in your emails and stuff. I would like the reverse. Yeah. Obviously, I'd like one that sits there and just basically, if you write swear words, it notices and it just yells them to the rest of the office. Fuck!
It's going to be absolute hell for people with Tourette's, isn't it? Yes, Aj. You seem to be grabbing something.
Was mine wrong?
It also comes with a little warning as well that if the spray does get in your eyes, just do this.
It's Flanagan bringing it all home. Claire does have it for that team, 10 points. That's it. An inventor from Eastern Europe has come up with a device that combats bad language online by spraying an unpleasant smell when you type offensive words. He's put the pew into computer. I tell you, between this and those new laws in Queensland, this anti-swearing thing is really starting to shit me. When you first type something offensive, the pepper mouth flashes a red light as a warning. If you persist, it releases a terrible pong that doesn't easily dissipate. And if you still persist, it takes a dump on your desk, unplugs itself, and leaves with your wife. It has all the swear words, including thousands you've never heard of, from tackle trumpet and crump monkey to flaps hacking mucus pickle. Here it is, the game that really is bigger than his sperm count. Tiger Woods' fast money. In Switzerland,
yes,
an exhibit at a toy fair has been branded sick and offensive. What is this exhibit?
Barbie's first bulimia?
No, that would be offensive.
Plastic vomit?
No.
Oh.
Is it cigarettes?
I have read it and I can't remember.
Bouncy castle.
Is it just a fat guy saying he's a bouncy castle?
I like
What is the bouncy castle?
A bouncy castle in the shape of the Titanic, and it sinks. Complete with inflatable icebergs. It sinks.
Not offensive if Celine Dion's on it.
In Holland, the body of a man with a notoriously bad temper was found in his bed 4 years after he last was seen. What happened?
If his temper was that bad, they were afraid to wake him up. They thought he was sleeping. They thought he was such a dick that they were like, I'm not going to wake him up. I'm not going to wake him up. And they just said, fuck it, and they went and had a party.
I just sort of half right. He had a fight with his family. And as he was walking out the door, he said, I'm going to bed, don't disturb me. And they didn't for 4 years.
Well, what happened? Which is sort of what you said. So I'm going with what I said. He's dead as a doornail. OK, the last one's open to everyone. In New Zealand, after a 4-day drinking binge, Paul Snedden rolled his car and was trapped upside down.
He kept drinking! He kept drinking!
What was he drinking, though?
Beer!
Oh, OK, I'm going to give you 5 points each for that. That's it! So in the river tonight, Mikey Robbins, Kenny Flanagan and Tim Ferguson scored a momentous 180 points! Strangely, in the closing quarter, neck and neck with Claire Hooper, Jeff Green and Ibaka on 180 points. It's more thrilling than World Cup soccer. 10.com.au/GNW is the place to get the podcast, see the director's cut, or apply for one of the many new jobs now available in the Russian Secret Service. We're off for a couple of weeks, but next Monday is our special from the Montreal Comedy Festival, and the Monday after, this year's Great Debate from Melbourne with Ibaka. Fiona O'Loughlin and an uppity young lady named Cal Wilson, just to name a few. So we say, run, Dimitri, run! Your cover is blowing. And leave you with the good news for the week ahead. On Wednesday, Sunday Rose Kidman will turn 2. On Sunday, Wednesday Kid Roseman will turn 92. Coincidence? Camilla, the Duchess of Cornwall, will turn 63. And Charles will give her the most beautiful and wonderful gift of all, the head of his mother on a platter. Sunday is the beginning of Diabetes Awareness Week. If someone you know is at risk, don't sugarcoat it. It could put them in a coma. And Malcolm Turnbull will be in discussion with the authors of the new book about the Rudd government and the GFC, Shitstorm. Remember the Rudd government, eh? Good times, people. Good times. Good night.